Usually when I hear professional development, I'm thinking, okay, you have to brace yourself because most of the time it's maybe not relevant. I'm bored. I'm trying to stay focused. It's not engaging. And just, you got to prep yourself up.
School leaders, when you say professional development, I know you're thinking this is the information that they need. Sometimes in professional development, you are scrambling to figure out what you're going to do to give it to them. But the sad part is that the bar for professional development in K-12 education is low.
Welcome to the School Climate and Culture Show. Hosted by Steve, a passionate advocate of positive school climate and culture, together with Megan Deedy. Join us as we explore strategies, share success stories, and provide actionable tips to improve the culture and climate in your school.
Hey gang, welcome back to the School Culture and Climate Show. My name is Stan Tall Steve.
And I'm Meg Deedy.
And if you're noticing something, we are together.
Yes.
And not only are we together,
we are in my office.
Yes.
Yes.
We are in Wyoming.
We are in Wyoming, Gillette, Wyoming.
I'm really excited about this. I took the trek to head all the way up to Wyoming from New Jersey. Now, I was in North Dakota, then I went from there to Denver.
Yep.
You joined me in Denver for an event that I had, full day professional development, which was that was really a good one. It was a great one.
Yes.
And then from there, we just headed on up to Wyoming because it's right there. And I figured it was necessary for me to come here, hang out with your family.
Yes.
Just so you know, gang, you're a mother of 4.
I am. Yes.
So I got to see your 4 babies, connect with your husband and everything. So it was really nice.
Yeah, they love you.
And then what happened this morning?
Oh, I brought him to my elementary school. So we spoke this morning at Prairie Wind, and it was phenomenal. It was so good to share him with my school family.
Yeah, so that was good. They were very receptive. Good. So it was good. And it just makes sense to do a recording for you guys here. So I'm in the integrated space. So we have something to bring for you today. Yes. Now, our title, we don't even have a title today.
We don't today.
But the focus revolves around professional development. Mm-hmm. Professional development for educators. And this is how we're going to do this. I'm actually going to interview you about professional development from the teacher's standpoint. And then from the answers that you give, I'm going to then give examples of what to do to make that happen as a presenter. All right, so that's our angle with that. So this we'll call this the professional development implementation show episode.
Yes.
All right, professional development implementation. All right. So here we go. So first question is, what do teachers really think about professional development? So I think we know the answer. But okay, when you hear you have a professional development coming up, whether it's a half day, full day, just an early morning one, after school one, what's the first thing that's going through all of your minds?
And
there we go. That's it.
Okay, so usually when I hear professional development, I'm thinking, okay, you have to brace yourself because most of the time it's maybe not relevant. I'm bored. I'm trying to stay focused. It's not engaging. And just, you got to prep yourself up.
You got to prep yourself up.
Yeah.
And that's the absolute truth. And that's true. And here's the thing. School leaders, all right? When you say professional development, I know you're thinking this is the information that they need. Sometimes in professional development, you are scrambling to figure out what you're going to do to give it to them. But the sad part is that the bar for professional development in K-12 education is low. It is low. The expectations of what it is that you're going to get is low. We're almost used to it being bad. So therefore you have what it is that you're thinking. Here we go. I got to prepare myself for it.
Got this.
This isn't going to work. Okay, here we go. I wonder if it's going to be for me, right? That kind of thing.
Yes. Yeah.
So from the presenter standpoint, well, let's talk about those who are out there who do presentations. This is a strategy of something that I did when I really got into this. I did a T chart. All right, made a line, T, all the way down. On one side of it, I wrote down everything that I hate about professional development. And I'm sure you can rattle off a bunch of them.
We could.
Give me about 3 real quick.
Okay, it's not relevant. They introduce, I'm so excited to be here, and they give you all their credentials. They don't explain the things on their slide deck, or there's too many words.
Yes, there you go. Okay, so we got 3. Boom, boom, boom. You're gonna make a whole list of that. All right. Then on the other side of that T-chart, you write everything that you love, that you want, all the great things that have ever happened on PD. Now, as a presenter, this is what you're going to do. Don't do the things on the one side.
Cross them out. Don't do them.
Don't do them.
That's it.
When you're putting your presentation together, don't do any of them. There you go. There's your answer. It's the easiest thing to do. That's what I did in order to make it something. So the next one is, let's talk about when you're going into PD and you want inspiration, but you also want strategies. So what is it that you need from an educator's standpoint, from that balance of being inspired as well as strategies that you can use?
Right. I think during the PD, first of all, the things that the presenter is giving us, it needs to be something that I can understand. It needs to be broken down. It needs to have a story with it or an implementation of some kind. So if you're giving me a new topic, something that I am going to walk away with, it needs to be easy for me to grab onto.
Needs to be grab onto.
Yeah. Yeah. So I can use it. Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely perfect. Now, presenter standpoint, okay? So when you're presenting these things, and you just heard this, you just heard that not only do you want to be inspired, you want to have some energy from that, you want something that you can use right away. A lot of times in presenters, you have these systems that are multi-tiered systems. There's all this extra pieces that are to it. And it's like, how quickly can these things be implemented? How quickly can you do these things? Now, let's say that you're working for an instructional organization where you're a presenter for them, and you know that it's a multi-tiered thing. The thing that you need to do is identify what's the quickest thing for them to use right away. I mean, would that be beneficial to say this, use this first, right away?
Because if it's too big, it's too overwhelming, and I'm not going to grab any of it, and then I'm just going to put it to the side of my notes and move on. Right. And none of it is helpful. Yeah.
And then as far as the inspiration piece of it is, a lot of times in education, we are so content heavy, we're highly content heavy, in that you aren't looking at what it is that you need to inspire them to want to do this, the motivation, the inspiration, the excitement with it. So in doing this in your presentation strategies and where you're actually presenting it, you have to include other things to get them excited about it. And what ways can that happen?
Okay, so one way that you do that, I'm going to use your example. Just this morning, it was very quick, but you are authentic in how you're presenting your material. It's engaging because you're funny. Maybe, you know, there's stories, your movement, you're not just standing there. It's just, you're engaging the audience in the way that you're presenting that material in your own way.
Yeah. And I get it. Some people you're thinking, well, I don't have a personality. My personality is like a rock.
Use that.
Use that.
It can be a rock.
Yes. There's one person I was kind of doing a little speaker training with, and they were a scientist. All right. They said, I'm not funny. I speak on strategy, you know, basic scientific fact. I give data. I says, well, you got to show something. I'm just not funny. That's not who I am. I says, well, then you tell everybody that. Hey, everyone, I'm not funny, but I have curated a series of 8 jokes that I will be using throughout my presentation. And then he would do his presentation. Oh, it is time for a joke. And he would say this joke very dry. It killed.
That's funny.
It killed. And everybody was just dying over laughing because you highlighted that. But now you're inspired a little bit and you feel like that you can go a little bit further with this and kind of be about it. All right.
Yeah. Use your unfair advantage.
Right. Yes. Use your unfair advantage. Even if you think it's not an advantage, I guarantee you it probably is. All right. So let's get to some more questions about this. All right. So when you're going into a professional development, let's say it's a half-day PD or even a full-day PD.
Okay.
All right. What are some things that you would like to see to help keep you engaged throughout the presentation? What things are you striving for that would prevent you from opening up your laptop and doing other things? Or going on your phone and doing other things?
Yeah.
What about that?
Thinking about a full day PD, that's a long time to stay engaged and you're getting all this new information. So for me, it would be things that are they're engaging, but they go along with it, but it's kind of off. So kind of going with how you're presenting something is just a little bit different. It's not just, this is what it is, take it like this, use it like that. You're telling stories with it. You're giving me examples of how I could take it back and use it. Engaging throughout is we're stopping, we're getting collaboration together, because with teachers, we don't ever get to collaborate. We don't get to sit down and talk about what you're saying. And I think that's what's hard, is if you're giving all this good information and you have all of this knowledge, and then I don't get any time to process that with the people around me. And so then I just kind of lose it because I get overwhelmed with what I'm hearing.
Yeah. Oh, those are great. Okay, this is good.
Okay.
So let's talk about the implementation of this. And since we just had this full day training that I did in Denver, let's pull out little pieces of things that I did during that time. So I'm going to go from the very beginning, the one part you were talking about, collaboration time.
Yes.
So one of the things that I did in the last presentation that I did is I actually had time for educators to hold professional dialogue. So what I did is I went forward, grabbed the topic of what I was speaking on, culture and climate. I curated 8 really good questions. Use AI, all right? Type in there your basic information. It's okay, calm down. You can use AI. And I curated 8 really in-depth, open-ended questions where educators can turn, talk, and really dive into a specific topic. Because I don't think educators get enough time to have professional dialogue. So when that was happening, what things did you hear and see during that time? And it was like a good, 10, 20 minutes?
Yeah, it was a good chunk of time. So I walked around and just listened to some of the conversations, and then I got to join in on a conversation at the table I was sitting at. And what was amazing, that as educators, you would think sometimes they're not going to stay engaged. They're going to be talking about something else. They weren't. They were engaged on the topic. They were having really deep conversations and taking what you were saying, which your questions happened towards the end. They've gotten a lot of information. So now these questions are making them think about all the things that you were sharing, and they were using that in the question and implementing it how they could take it back.
Yeah.
And that piece right there. And the table I was sitting at, their conversations were so rich and they worked so well together. It was good.
Yes. And that's what, and believe it or not, as much as you may think that educators are like, PD, they want this.
Yes.
This is
I want to learn.
Yes.
Yeah.
They do want to learn. School leaders, believe it or not, they do. Even your most veteran senior teachers, they want to learn things. They do. All right. Other strategies that we're using is to maintain that level of engagement so people didn't open up. Matter of fact, we got an email that we just got an email. And in that email, she said,
I didn't even check my email today. That's how good it was.
There you go.
Check her email.
And so throughout the presentation, some things that I did is we did have breaks. Like you said, something that's a little bit off, just to kind of grab your attention. We played a game.
We did.
We played rock, paper, scissors.
They loved it.
They loved it.
I was kind of sad I didn't join in.
Yeah, you probably could have won. You never know. But we needed a break, right? So the flow that we had throughout the day, we had a good hour and a half, 10, 15-minute break. Everybody get up, stretch, come back. Another hour and a half, lunch. 45 minutes, hour lunch. Then everybody comes back. Then we go another hour and a half. Now, we only have maybe an hour left, maybe 45 minutes left, but they need a break. This isn't when you let people go and do whatever. No, the break is rock, paper, scissors. So everybody stands up, they turn to their neighbor, play 2 out of 3 rock, paper, scissors, right? Whoever the winner is, the loser sits down, the winner find another winner. So we break it all the way down to the top 2 people. And then the top 2 people, they're going at it. They have the winner. Yay. And I gave them some free books or something at the end or whatever like that. She was very happy about that. But that's your break and you keep it going. It's a little mind break that you're giving everybody. It's off a little bit, but it's okay.
And I think sometimes when we think about presenting for a long time, we're adults. We should be able to sit through this. We need to have our own
No.
We're just like really big children.
Yeah.
We still need to have breaks, especially when you're giving so much information. I need time for that to sink in.
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
I need a break from the things.
That's what you do. That's what you do.
Okay.
Hey, again, are you an educator who wants to help other educators through speaking, training, or consulting? Then go to withinourranks.com. Withinourranks.com. You go there and they're going to provide training and understanding for educators to learn how to do this. Go to withinourranks.com. I'll see you there. Oh, okay. I'm going to throw in a little extra question. You said you need the time for the things to sink in. I mean, we have a set amount of time, but yet you want time to sink in. How important is that? I mean, do you really need to have that time for it to sink in? Where can we fit that in what can we do with that? I don't even know if this is the right question or not, or whatever like that. But
Yeah.
you know, when you have a set amount of time, let's say you said this is a half day, 3-hour presentation, you got a ton of content to get into them, but you still need time for them to process that. How can that take place? Is that important, first of all?
Well, I think so,
Yeah.
especially if you're having the 3 hours or more of information, you know, that even if it's 5 minutes, even if it's a quick turn and talk, you know, in the classroom, we want our students to have that conversation so they can start making connections and that they're holding on to that information. I need that as an adult. I need to be able to talk about the things, make a connection to it so I can tie it to something I already know, so I can hold on to it and use it when I leave.
Yes.
It
So
doesn't
that's
have to be a really long time.
It doesn't have to. So in the presentation where I did, after we finished each section or a grouping where we had our little break, I would always tell them, I need you guys to process out loud. That's my term that I like to use. Process out loud. Okay? Either at your tables, because they always say turn and talk. I'll be honest with you. Adults are sick of hearing turn and talk.
Yes.
Right?
It's so true.
So I use the term at your tables. I want you to process out loud what it is that you have going on. Now, if you say process out loud, therefore, it's a safer space. You're processing out loud. So you might be right, you might be wrong, but you're processing just to say what's on your mind at the time. And then I mix it up, process at the table out loud. Then I turn around and I say, okay, we're going to process out loud together. And then everybody, you know, and you give them a time. Okay, everybody, take a second and think, and then share some ideas with me. Because here's the other thing, when you're presenting, you have that uncomfortable silence,
Yes,
right?
you need that. You have to be patient.
Yes.
Because I'm processing. I need you to just give me a second to A, hear what you just told me to do, B, think about what I want to say, and then C, tell you it.
Yes. And a lot of times, even the presenters are feeling that uncomfortable silence, and they want to fill it with their own words because they're uncomfortable.
Yes.
I literally tell this everyone, just so you know, I am awesome at uncomfortable silence. And I say that for 2 reasons. One, so they know, and 2, to remind myself to have the time to be quiet to make sure that we can do those things. That's important to do.
Yes.
So you have to have that time for reflection, process. And then you have that silence. Okay, tell me what you're thinking. And then you pause and let the silence do the heavy lifting. That's what I like to say. Silence do the heavy lifting. All right.
Because it takes a minute for educators to be brave enough to say something. You know, as much as we want to share and we want to talk, sometimes, you know, speaking out in front of your own thoughts about something is hard.
Yeah,
so,
it is.
Yeah.
It is. So the last little bit of this that I would question is as it relates to doing table activities. All right, because some people are like, "Oh God, we got to do some table activities. We got to do chart paper. We got to, you know, all this." So what do teachers really think about that?
Oh, my immediate thought is like, "Oh, come on," you know, that we do that, but you know, I think sometimes how can it look different?
Yeah.
What can you do that isn't a chart paper or Sharpies or, you know, create this thing? Sometimes you're like, I just don't want to do that part.
I know. And I get it. That's perfect. This is perfect. So I get this. I mean, the number one thing, have chart paper. Everybody tell you, have a recorder. Somebody record everything down. And then we're going to be presenting out table by table about what it is.
Better than mine.
You do it. Okay, who's going to present? Everybody got their hand in. Not you, not me, you, not you. All right, calm down, everybody. Calm down. That process is actually, it's good. It is necessary. But there's some other fun ways that you can do these things as well, all right? Similar to when you're in your classroom, sometimes you have group projects, you give everybody a task. You're a timekeeper, you're going to be presenter, you're going to be that. You can do that with adults.
Yes.
You can literally do that with adults. One of the activities that I did is we had value cards, something called value cards. Everybody got a stack of cards and they had to go through those in order to figure out what their values were. So this way it's individual, but yet it is still a group thing. So that's a little bit different. Other thing I use, QR codes.
Yes.
You people forget about QR codes. They're not just to get the menu at the local restaurant. All right. So with the QR codes, use QR codes up on the screen that you can gather everybody's information, do a vote, right? Vote things through. There's a great thing on there called Mentimeter. There's a website called Mentimeter. And what they do is they gather everybody's information who's in the audience. They give a code, they can use their phone, and then they show up on the screen different things. I don't use it. I just use Google Forms, which is good. But those kind of things also work.
Well, and I think that gives the people that are learning from you, us as teachers, a way to share out easily what I'm thinking.
Mm-hmm.
It's less invasive.
Yes.
You know, I can be like, okay, I think this, but no one else is going to really know. But I know other people are also thinking that. I just don't want to say it out
Right.
loud.
Yes.
You have value in that and very engaged in what you're saying.
And the cool thing is, it's also the aspect of, we used Post-it notes
Yep.
also.
Yes.
So everybody writes their individual things on their Post-it notes, and then we put them all up on a bigger board, and then we read a few of them. So this way people can really express what they're thinking without standing up in front of everybody and be able to say those things as well.
Yes.
So there you go.
Oh,
there you go.
good.
There's some ideas. I love the way we kind of did this
This
one,
is
in
good.
that I can get things directly from the teacher's perspective, and then the presentation side, what you can do to make those things kind of happen.
Yeah.
So the last little bit, I guess, would be, what would be the ideal professional development experience? The ideal
one.
The ideal one. And I think we all know these things, but
Right.
let's
Well, I mean, your presentation is pretty ideal.
Oh, there we go. Thank you very much, everybody.
Oh
We're
my
good.
God.
No.
I think the ideal presentation, no matter how long it is that I want the presenter to be authentic in what they're doing.
Mhm.
They believe in what they have, but also you're engaging me. You're thinking about me as a learner. And it comes back to, we're all in education. We've all at some point in time have taught children. We are big children. I still want to be engaged. I still need pathways for me to learn. I still need good visuals. I still need to explain things in a way that makes sense, breaking it down. You know, I still like to play rock, paper, scissors, have a little dance party.
Yeah.
You know, I as educators, we need to remember that we're all different learners, and we have to hit those different points when we're presenting in order for that information to make sense and for me to use it and take back into my classroom, because that is the whole point of PD, is to grow.
Exactly. That's what it is. We always talk about the kids differentiating instruction. We need to do the same thing for adults. We always think that, oh, you're mature, so we'll give it to you this way. You should be able to do it. No. There's better ways that they can get this to come across, and you need to think of those different kinds of ways. And don't be afraid to try something different. And if you're worried about it, tell everyone, hey guys, I'm trying something different. We're going to see if this works. And I guarantee you, the people in the audience are going to give you more grace.
Yes.
For allowing you to do that. Don't just do it and not tell them that. Tell them that you're doing this differently, haven't tried it before, so let's go. And they're going to give you grace to be able to try those things when you're presenting.
And also, I feel like I can connect to the presenter more at a human level. You know, I love when you present, you are very direct. Hey, we're going to do this. This is what this looks like. And it makes me feel like, oh, okay, we're friends. Here we go. I'm going to trust what you have to say. I'm going to try it. Yeah, I think that's another big piece, is that relationship building.
Perfect.
Okay.
There you go.
There we go.
All right, gang. Boom. We dropped another one on you and this is all has to do with school culture and climate, because that PD is a big piece of that. So here I am. I'm glad. I'm excited. I'm in Wyoming here with you. This is a very unique situation, and this is absolutely great. Some cool things as it relates to Within Our Ranks. We have the Within Our Ranks community. We're really excited about
coming up.
Yes, community. So once a month, we have a virtual come together. Anybody who's interested in professional speaking in K-12, speaking, training, consulting, even if you've never done it before, you just want to get some insights about something. Go to withinourranks.com, click on the tab that says community, they have all the dates right there. Just register and show up.
Yes.
Doesn't cost a penny, allows you to connect with everyone, which is really good.
Yeah.
And then we have the retreats.
The retreats. So our next retreat is actually next weekend.
Yes, next weekend. I don't know, this might be coming out a little bit after that, but
that's very
we
true.
have the
it's coming up the end of the month, and it's in Atlanta. So those retreats are just so powerful. If you're thinking about taking your speaking to the next level, your PD, and you want to do more, you want to impact educators, and you want to talk about it, Within Our Ranks retreat is a way that Steve just pours into you all the information about how to make that possible. It's what this episode is, but like on steroids.
There you go. Absolutely. And don't discount yourself. You're there too. She's a coach. She really helps out tremendously with this process. So if you're interested in getting that training, taking your knowledge to the next level, again, go to withinourranks.com, and there's information there where you can just click on it, have a discovery call, and we'll see if this is right for you.
Yes.
All right. Well, hey, this is a good one. So glad to be here. Hope we gave you some value, and you guys have a great one.
See you later.
All right. Bye. Are you an educator who wants to learn about the world of professional speaking? I'm here to help you with that. We have a program called Within Our Ranks. Within Our Ranks is training for educators who want to speak professionally. This program will help you through that process of understanding the world of professional speaking in K through 12. So Look further throughout everything that we have here, check this out, and learn about within our ranks to see if it's right for you.